So we're gonna start on our backs. You can start however you'd like. This is a morning class. I have my coffee. I am not the yoga teacher who doesn't bring their coffee with them to the mat in the morning time.
Same.
Same.
As a student and as a teacher, same, yes.
Yeah, totally. I also am just remembering, I'm gonna mute you guys and unmute yourselves through class if you have questions that you want to ask. Otherwise, I'm just going to do this so that we don't get any audio feedback. Let's see, continue. Okay, so we're going to start on our backs. You can pick any position that feels nice to you, with or without the props. So sometimes early in the morning time, if you're a side sleeper and kind of have the shoulders coming in, it can feel really nice to use the blanket. And I'll show you that. I know you guys have all done this with me so far. But other times it might just feel nice to kind of come back into that position that you were laying in when you were asleep. Doug, that was further away for you being in Nashville than it was for some of the other guys on the call. But go ahead and just find your way into whatever feels like a comfortable place to begin today. And it doesn't need to be static, so you can have gentle movement here. In fact, I'd encourage, maybe if the legs are long or the feet are in Supta Baddha Konasana, to just shake the legs in and out, kind of stir the thigh bone up into the hip socket. And then sometimes it feels really nice to just rock the head side to side, get a nice massage in the back of the skull, and you can even let the chin fall to one direction and hold it for a little bit. And then let the breath fall to the other direction and hold it a little bit. And then just gently let the tissue settle. And we're not dropping into Shavasana, so this should be kind of an awake space. And to aid in that, just bring your awareness to your breath. See if you can notice what's stirring in the inhales and the exhales this morning. And turning on that part of you that's curious. Sometimes when I'm sitting here with my breath, I like to think about sneaking up on it. Just reminds me that the purpose here isn't to ask the breath to change shape or texture or depth or anything in any way. It's just to notice what's naturally going on. And you can stay there in that inquiry of the breath if that feels nice and there's lots to explore. Otherwise, you might just let the awareness expand to take in the physical body as well. And again, you're just sensing. Sometimes with the physical body, it's helpful to take a scan. So maybe you want to start at one end of the body and work your way down. Other times, it's just nice to take it in, perhaps on a breath in, just let your awareness move out to the exterior of the body, and then on an exhale, it kind of falls back inward, whatever works for you. Noticing texture, noticing areas of lightness and opening, other areas that are more grounded or tight, and not having to change it or move it in any way, just taking stock. And then again, the option to stay here if you'd like, in the breath or the physical body, or the last place we can potentially wander with our awareness is into this mental body or emotional body. And again, you're just taking stock. So sometimes earlier in the day, the emotional body is a little bit more open, more clear, a little bit softer. Maybe it might even feel kind of fuzzy. You haven't had the fullness of a day yet, the clarity and the efforting of a day to jump out at you in this space right now. So if there's not much going on there, just enjoy that. And if there is a lot speaking up for you, just let it run by, right? This is like a movie screen. You're just letting the dialogue or the images or whatever it is that you're experiencing as you're noticing your emotional or mental body, just run through. And we'll go ahead and release that as well. And just come back to the awareness of the breath. Taking a deep inhale in and exhale out. On this next inhale, see if you can really feel the breath and the body together. Exhale out. And on this third breath, seeing if you can tie in all three of those breath, physical, and emotional, mental bodies as you take in this full experience of you laying on the mat this morning. And exhale that out. And we'll take 2 more deep inhales there. Maybe as you're breathing in, you're just inviting in a quality that you'd like to move with in the practice today. I like to move with single word intentions in my practice because I find that it's a little bit easier for my body and my brain to remember those. Sometimes I like to pretend that I'm planting the intention on my breath, and then on an exhale, it kind of sinks back down into my system and then moves throughout. So you might just take a moment here with the breath. And then we're going to move through a really simple pranayama today. It's called Viloma Pranayama. It's a 3-part breath. We don't oftentimes do this on our backs. Oftentimes it's done seated. But we're going to do it on our backs this morning just to get a bit of a different experience. So go ahead and bring your hands to your belly. If you have any props underneath you, options to keep them, or you might find at some point that it's more comfortable to remove those props from behind the heart space. But you do you. So hands to the belly. We'll just take a couple moments here to breathe deep breaths into the belly. Feel the walls of the belly respond to the inhales and respond to the exhales. And just notice how that's unique in this particular area of your body. So hands on belly. And with the laying down version here, you might even feel some tactile feedback of the back space of the belly as well being involved in this. It might be subtler than the front space. And then we're going to leave from there and bring your hands up to the low band of ribs. So there's still this separation here from the ribs. It's below, if you had a bra on, it'd be below the bra strap. And just bring your hands there and direct all of the breath to this space of the body now. So deep inhales. And exhale right away, noticing the difference here in the way that this particular part of the body receives the breath. It's incredibly different from the belly. Here you have the bones of the rib cage to contend with. You might feel different under the hands of the skin, or skin of the hands. Good, and then from there, last spot, taking the hands right up here under the collarbone. So here are the collarbones. You're going to take your hands flat on the space under the collarbones. I like to give a gentle downward pressure here, so I'm kind of tractioning the skin away from my neck. And you're just going to breathe into this upper space of the rib cage. And so right away, again, noticing that the breath is a really different experience in this particular part of the body. In my experience, this feels a little shallower. It feels more audible right now for some reason. So just noticing those little differences. Take another breath. And then go ahead and either options, arms out to the side, palms up, or take one hand kind of to the center of that space that we just had, and the other hand will come down to the belly. Now we're going to move in through that Viloma Pranayama, which is a 3-part breath. So you'll exhale the air out, and then a third of the breath comes in through the belly, then a third through the low ribs, then the last bit through the upper ribs, and you pause, and then exhale it all the way out. So it's like pouring air into the body and then pouring it out. Someone once told me this analogy of a pitcher. So go ahead and just take an easy breath and exhale it all the way out. And then we'll move through this together. Third of the breath in through the belly. Third through the low ribs. Third through the upper. Pause. And exhale it all the way out. I'll guide you one more time. Third through the low belly. Low ribs. upper ribs. Pause. And all the way out. And go ahead and continue in your own pace here now. You might be breathing slower, faster than I am, so lean into that. And these first couple times that you move through this progression in the breath, it can typically feel a little awkward. But after you've done it a couple times, you'll start to notice that the edges might even start to blur here between the belly breath, the low ribs, and the upper space. You might start to feel a little bit more graceful, a little bit more easy. Maybe you feel invited to pause for longer at the top with the breath. Just continuing here for about 3 more full rounds. And completing your last one, letting the breath come all the way out. Good. And then if you had the hands here to the heart and the belly, go ahead and release. If you have any props still left underneath the upper rib cage, go ahead and rock off to the side and roll those out. And we're just gonna take a big stretch. So with the thumbs hooked here, fingers spread wide, just reach the arms up overhead, extend the legs long along the mat. Big stretch, just like you were getting out of bed in the morning time. And then on an exhale, let the arms come wide, let the legs come wide. Shake the head side to side, shake the legs in and out. And then we'll do that one more time. Bring the soles of the feet back together, pressing towards the front of the mat, hook the thumbs. Take a big body stretch. And this time, really flex the toes towards you and feel that toning through the whole length of the body here. Then when you catch the exhale, just release. Let the arms come wide. Again, shake the head, shake the legs. Nice. And then bring the soles of the feet up onto the mat. Arms are out to the sides. We're just going to let the knees windshield wiper side to side here. So let them fall to the left and the right in your own timing. Good. And then we'll bring the knees and the soles of the feet so that they're together. And start to bring the knees up over top of the hips, lifting the shins to parallel. We'll take the hands behind the head here, if that feels nice, opening the elbows wide so you can get a bit of a shoulder stretch. If this is not so comfortable, just bring the hands down onto the side bodies. On an inhale, extend the right toes towards the front of the room. And then on an exhale, lower that leg to hover. Good. On an inhale, just pick the leg back up so it's back knee height, and then exhale, bend the right knee back in. Inhale, left leg extends straight. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it back into bend. So we're just going to continue to move side to side here. That's the little flow. But I want you to focus about less than the leg movement, is letting the full length of the inhales and the exhales map up against the breath. So you're breathing with full extension out. And it's a slow, sustained movement to the exhale on the way down. Then inhale comes back up, and exhale comes back in. So we're training ourselves here to work with the breath and the body together, just through simple movement. This is also a great opportunity to get a little bit stirring through the core. This is a really nice exercise to do in the morning time to awaken the core muscles. Good. Go ahead and take one more time each side. And when you're complete, you'll just hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe they come out more towards the shoulders. You can rock side to side here. Good. And then we're making our way into one more core exercise. So go ahead and lengthen the legs up towards the ceiling. Soles of the feet are flexed. We're going to take the hands, interlace them together, release the pointer finger. Good. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, lower the left heel to hover off the earth. It can be 45, it can be lower. On an inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling.
On an exhale, lower the chest back down. Inhale, lift the left leg back up. Exhale, lower the right leg. Inhale, lift the fingertips straight up. Exhale, lower the shoulders down. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, left leg lower. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the leg. One more time, exhale, lower the right leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Good, just a slight difference here. We're gonna lower the left leg on an inhale, lift the shoulders, and then on an exhale, just twist the shoulders. So the right shoulder might drop back down towards the earth, the left shoulder comes up. You're drawing the belly button back and in, reaching the fingertips on the diagonal past the right leg. Holding and holding. Good, and then on an inhale, unwind, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the left leg. Moving through the right side, exhale, lower the right leg. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, twist. And again, you're drawing the belly button back and in here. You're really reaching with the fingertips and the full length and expression of the arms here. Pressing out in both directions through both soles of the feet so the legs are active. And then on an inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower the shoulders. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, hug the knees in. Good. Really soften through the belly. Get a nice stretch here, just rocking side to side. And then we'll make our way on up to tabletop. So you can rock forward to back or just come off to your side bodies. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Knees are hip distance apart. Tuck the toes. And just move into a couple cat-cows. Dropping the belly, moving the heart forward, and then pressing the earth away, tucking the chin to the chest. Good. Moving with your breath. If this wants to go kind of side to side or in barrel rolls, do so. And it's early in the day for most of us. So cat-cow, even though it's a really simple posture, can, for me even, be really triggering in my low back. If I'm not fully warmed up yet. So maybe just playing into that 50 to 75% range of motion there. Good, and then we're gonna come back to tabletop. Bring the big toe bounce together, let the knees come wide. As you sit back with the hips into child, I just want you to glide onto the right outside edge of this hand and glide it forward. This left elbow is bent. The right arm is straight out from the shoulder and you're turned onto the outside edge of your fingers. The ear is just gonna come to rest down onto the right bicep. Good. So you should be getting a nice stretch here in the underside of the right arm, into the upper ribs. Good. And then inhale, come back up, shift the hips forward. We'll do the other side. Left outside edge of the hand glides forward, straight out from the shoulder. The ear comes onto the bicep and this right arm bends. Good, on an inhale, come back up. One more time each side with a little add-on. The right arm's gonna glide forward, right ear into the bicep here. The left arm can just stay as it was, or you might wanna reach the hand back around, let the back of the hand find the sacrum, or wrap it around for a half bind. And if you're in a half bind here, see if you can just glide the left ear or the left shoulder away from the left ear a little bit, not a lot, you don't wanna force it. Just find a little bit of a glide there. Good. And then if you have that half bind, go ahead and unwind it slowly, extending the arm back. Inhale, come on up, shift the hips forward. Exhale, glide the left arm, come down. Choose maybe the right arm stays or it finds that half bind back of the hand at the sacrum or a full wrap to the inside of the left thigh. Good. And then we'll unwind if you have that half bind. Inhale, come back up. Last little bit here, exhale, sit back into child's. Come up onto the fingertips like you had tennis balls here under the fingertips and drag the mat back towards you as you scoop the heart forward. Exhale, stay. Inhale, scoop the heart forward even more. Exhale, melt it down. Bend the elbows just for a minute, rocking the head side to side, get a nice massage in the front of the head. Good. And then we'll come up through tabletop. From here, keep the knees bent. We're just going to press down through the hands, tuck the toes, and come back into a bent leg down dog. So really actively bent here with the legs. As you shift and press down through the hands and send the belly back towards the thighs. Good. Nice. Then from here, just lower the knees down on an exhale. Let the big toes come to touch. Sit it back into child's for just a breath. Inhale, come back up through tabletop. And on an exhale, the fingertips come forward, melt the heart down between the upper arm bones. Good. Then inhale, come back up through tabletop. Exhale, this time coming back through a bent leg down dog, but then coming into straight legs, maybe pedaling one foot at a time. And letting the feet land hip distance apart, legs somewhat straight. They can still have that little bend in them if that feels nice. On an inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, lower the knees, big toes touch. Sit it back into child's. Good. Inhale, come back up through tabletop, tuck the toes. Exhale, fingertips forward off the front of the mat on a Hatasana. Good. Inhale, back hands under the shoulders. Last time, sending the hips back and up right away, this time into more of a straight leg down dog. Good. On an inhale, rise up onto the toes and keep the heels actively lifted as you roll the spine forward, coming into plank. Then scoop the heart forward, lower the knees, big toes touch, sit it back into child's. Inhale brings you right back up to tabletop. Exhale, fingertips forward. This time we'll stay in Hatasana for a few rounds of breath. So before you come down, lift the chest a little bit. Notice that the hips are over the knees, toes are tucked. Fingertips are off the mat in front of you. See if you can lift the heart, kind of telescope the heart towards the front of the mat, and then zip up through the belly button, zip up through the front ribs. Keep that gentle engagement to your core, and then just start to sink the heart forward and down between the upper arm bones. So coming into it this way takes that expression out of the low back, which we want to do in order to keep that spot in our body safe. Good. On an inhale, we'll just puff up a little bit here, let the gaze come back towards the front of the mat. Exhale, round the spine. Good. Do that one more time. Inhale, puff up. Let the gaze come forward. Exhale, round the spine. And then bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. On an exhale, come back into your down dog. Deep breaths in. Exhale out. On an inhale, we'll rise up onto the toes. Bend the knees a lot and travel towards the front of the mat. Feet hip distance apart here. Bend the knees, bring the belly down onto the thighs. Grab for opposite biceps. And just take a moment to bounce through the legs. And shake the head side to side. You may even sway side to side here. Getting a soft stretch into the hamstrings here with the legs bent as they are. And then release the arms down, press, and we'll roll on up, coming into standing. Take your time. Take your time. Good. Sweep the arms high. And then on an exhale, bend the elbows wide. Fingertips are spread wide. You're going to scoop the elbows somewhat forward, fingertips back as you press down through the feet and lift the heart and the chin up. Then on an exhale, press the forearms and the chin together. Good. Inhale, peel the elbows wide again, scoop the heart lifted. Exhale, press. Good. Take this one more time. Inhale, breath with the front squeeze of the body. Exhale, press the forearms together. Good, and then just interlace the hands around the back of the skull and give a nice tractioning length here, lifting the back of the head up, and then lean the head back. Roll the shoulders down. Lean, lean, lean. Good. Take one more deep breath in, and then exhale, let the arms fall down towards the sides. And just take a moment here, close the eyes and notice the sensation in the arms, in the palms. Deep breath in. Exhale, feel your feet. Bring the hands to heart center. And then on an exhale, we're just gonna fold forward. Shifting the weight into both feet for a moment here. We're gonna step the left foot back. Keep the right foot exactly where it is. Step the left foot back and just lower the knee down towards the earth. Inhale, sweep the arms high. On an exhale, press through both feet, sweep the arms back and lift the back knee. Good. Keep the legs lifted here. Inhale, sweep the arms high. And then gentle pulses. Exhale, bend the back knee. Feel the tailbone dropping. Inhale, see if you can keep that orientation of the pelvis as you straighten the back leg. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lengthen. One more time. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, frame the front foot with the hands and step the right foot back into plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees down, taking chaturanga. Good. Inhale, baby cobra, tops of the feet press, pinky toes down as you scoop the heart forward. Exhale, we'll all send the heart back down towards the earth, tuck the toes, coming up into tabletop, and then back into down dog. Deep breath in, lift the left leg this time. Exhale, step it forward towards the front of the mat, lower the back knee down. Inhale, arms lift high. Press down through the feet, lift the back knee as the fingertips sweep back, heart moves forward. Good, then inhale, sweep the arms down and up, and all the way up into your high lunge. Exhale, soften the back knee. Inhale, pressing through the feet. Feel this leg come up through the side bodies, out through the fingertips. Exhale, soften. Inhale, press. Really breathe into that length. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lengthen. And then frame the front foot. We'll come to stand on the left leg. Right leg lifts. Maybe just a little. Exhale, standing forward fold. Hands to shins, flat back, breath in. Exhale, melt. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Exhale, interlace the hands around the low back. Roll the shoulders back, clasp the hands together, drop them past the sacrum, open up the heart and the chest. Take a deep breath in, lifting the heart, and then exhale, bend the knees. Maybe a little, maybe you start to sink this back into more of a chair. The heart then will come more towards the front of the mat versus up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in wherever you are, and then on an exhale, we'll all meet in the standing forward fold, bending the legs a lot, bring the belly down to the thighs. Open up the heart towards the knees, towards the tops of the feet, as the clasped hands reach up towards the ceiling, or maybe even towards the front of the mat. Good. From here, keep both knees bent for a second, belly down on the thighs. So if the belly's not on the thighs, bend the knees a little bit more. We're going to straighten through the left leg and scoop the heart forward, almost like it was in up dog or more of a flat back. And then roll the left shoulder back and take the clasped hands to the right side of the mat. Next, breathe. Lengthen the right side body on the right thigh by drawing the right hip back and the right shoulder forward. Next, then bend both knees, bring the belly down towards the thighs, opposite side, straight through the right leg. Scoop the heart forward first, get that length in the belly, and then roll the right shoulder back. Notice if you're gripping through your toes here, maybe just give them a little bit of a wiggle. Notice if you're taking tension into the face. Just reminding it to soften. And then exhale, bend both knees. Good. Release the hands down, slowly, slowly, slowly. And just cross the arms across the opposite feet, back to the hands, on tops of the feet. Just let the shoulders hang for a moment. Then replace the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. And we'll just come back into down dog. Unless you'd like to take the flow, you can go ahead and do that from there. Good. Inhale, lifting the right leg. Exhale, stepping it forward between the hands, turn the back foot down. Come right on up to reverse warrior. So the right fingertips are gonna lift, the left hand comes to the back of the left thigh. Inhale, straighten through this right leg and reach the fingertips. Nice, then exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. This time, inhale, reach, and stay with both legs straight. Just turn to the side of the mat. So heels come in, toes turn out, fingertips reach high. On an exhale, sit low as the hands come to heart center. And we're just gonna take exhales here, gentle pulses. This could be just about an inch. Pressing down through the feet, feeling a lift through the pelvic floor. And that's gonna help you to take these gentle pulses in a sustainable way with the breath into the legs. Good. Couple more. And then come to pause. Maybe sit a little bit lower. Maybe sit a little bit lower. Good, and then lift the hips slightly. We're gonna spin the right heel back and open up the arms. Warrior two now towards the back of the mat. Go ahead and flip the palms up. Let the pointer and the thumb fingers come together. Bend the elbows and scoop them forward. So just a nice stretch into the shoulders here. Good. And then release the arms, straighten, let the palms press down. And go ahead and interlace the hands around to the back from here. So you're gonna interlace the hands and then take the clasped hands around to the left side body. And from here, just drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Keep this orientation with the upper body. Inhale, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, soften back down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, soften. One more time, straighten. And soften. Good, then let the arms peel back, open and wide. Good, and frame the front foot. We'll inhale, sweep that left leg either back and high to down dog, or maybe you want to take a flow. That's your choice. You're facing the back of the mat here. So if that's where you found yourself, don't worry. That's where you should be. And then we'll meet back in down dog. On a breath in, lifting the left leg. Exhale, step it forward right between the hands. Turn the back foot down and come on up to reverse warrior. You should be noticing as you're making that transition, looking at the front heels in alignment with the center of the back foot, front knee over the ankle here, and the torso is entirely to the side. So this is a side body stretch. You're feeling this into the low back. Bring the left side body more forward and reach towards the back of that. Inhale, press and straighten through the left leg. Exhale, soften. Inhale, press. Exhale, soften. Two more times. Inhale, really feeling this length in the side body, trying to keep it as you bend the knee. Last time. Exhale, bend. Good. This time, inhale, straighten, turn both toes out. Exhale, sit low. Good. Hands are to heart center for just a moment. We're going to peel the elbows wide here and then take either eagle arms, so right elbow over left, finding the full twist, or just take hands to shoulders, doesn't matter which. Deep breath in, press through the feet, lift through the pelvic floor, lengthen through the spine, and then on an exhale, just a baby twist here to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, baby twist. Inhale, center. One more time, exhale, baby twist. Inhale, center, peel the elbows wide. Exhale, left arm over right. Inhale, press through the feet, lengthen through the pelvic floor, open the heart. Exhale, gentle twist to the left. Inhale, come through center. Two more times. Just getting a slight gentle ringing through the low back and the discs there. These little twists are really healthy for your low back. Come through center. Inhale, take it open wide. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sit a little lower. And then turn the left heel back. Right toes out. Peeling it open to warrior two. Flip the palms up. Pointer and thumb come together. Drop the elbows. Scoop them forward. Lift the heart. Gaze is towards the front hand. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, turn the palms back down and reach. And then exhale, press down through the hands here. Good. Hands down to the low back, interlace. Bring the interlaced hands around to the right side body and then drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. And so for many of us, we'll be feeling this here into the right space of the neck. You'll notice if you draw that right shoulder down, you can get more into the intensity of the stretch. But again, this is one of those places you want to stay about 50 to 75% and just let the breath be what massages the neck there. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. 2 more times, straighten. And bend. As you're straightening, press through that right big toe and really draw that strength up through the leg. Feel the muscles turn on. Exhale, bend. Good. Inhale, peel the arms back, open warrior 2. And free the front foot. Inhale, scoop the right leg back and high. Exhale, down dog. Good. Inhale, rise up onto the toes. Bend the knees a lot, and then we're making our way to the top of the mat, feet to the outside edges of the mat. So heels connect, toes turn out. Options to bend here and just keep the hands down on the earth in front of you or maybe up on blocks. You can also sink the whole way down into Malasana. The hips will come down between the thighs. The elbows come to the inside of the knees and you're pressing back on the knees. And the knees are pressing forward onto the elbows. So you're creating these little 2 lines of tension, one on either side of the body. Hands to heart center. Good. And then we'll take the hands down, shift the weight to the right foot. The right foot's gonna stay exactly where it is. The left leg's gonna step back. So shifting the weight into the hands for support, stepping the left leg back. And then from here, keep the hips lifted, hands on fingertips, press down, draw the hips up, the belly up, tuck the chin to the chest. Then on an exhale, soften, bend the knee, open the belly, roll the shoulders back, open the heart. Up the toe, press, lift. Exhale. So this is kind of like a lunge variation, cat-cow. Good, 1 more time. Good, and then lowering it down. Good, this time we'll stay. Bring the left hand down under the shoulder. Reach the right fingertips forward, up, and back. And you might stay here with this twist. The palm is facing up. There's a dialing up of the pinky finger here to have it rotating open of the upper arm bone. Maybe you want to bend for this back leg and get a nice quad stretch. And we'll go ahead and release that leg from there. On an inhale, sweep that right arm back up and high. Low body stays as it is. Just walk both fingertips off to the left diagonal. Just for a moment. Kind of getting into the inside of the right hip here. Good, and then bring them back onto the mat underneath the shoulders. Maybe pick up this back knee and scoot it back another inch or 2. And then moving into lizard. So you can stay exactly where you are. You can come down onto the forearms. You might even want to grab a blanket here. You can bring that up to you for some softness. Great spot to grab a block for underneath the forehead, and you can rock the forehead side to side if that feels nice, taking the tension out of the front of the head. As you're coming into stillness in these postures towards the end of class where we do these longer holds, noticing the pathway of the breath. Right? So you'll notice when you tune in that the inhales really want to move and create space and bring grace into your tissues. And the exhales, for some, are this releasing of stale air. Others, it might just be this invitation to soften. So notice what your breath is bringing into the posture. Right? It's still very dynamic, even though you're in stillness. And we'll start to bring the hands back up underneath the shoulders. tuck the back toe, lift the knee, and for a moment, just squeeze this right knee in towards the right tricep, just to get a little bit of relief in the opposite direction. Turn back on that adductor, just getting stretched. And then we're gonna sweep that right leg back up and high, lengthening into a three-legged down dog. Options to just come back to down dog and then to child's, or open up through this right hip, bend the right knee, and lift the right knee towards the ceiling while really pressing down through the right heel and hand. You can stay right here with the knee bent, or straighten it back on the diagonal, getting some loving into that psoas, maybe do an ankle circle or two back here. And then square the hips back off if you're in child's, coming back up to down dog. Lifting the right leg, and we're coming forward into pigeon. So right knee comes to the right wrist. Coming on down. So lots of different ways to do this. If you've got the shin, your practice right now is moving the shin more towards the front of the mat, really make sure you're flexing through that ankle. I have past knee steps, so I keep my heel up underneath, kind of up underneath my pubic bone. Back toes are tucked so the hips are squaring down, and you might find it beneficial to grab a blanket and sit up on the right thigh with that blanket, or right glute, and then walk yourself forward. So thinking about what they call the chronic implication of all the postures, right? It's that the physical shape that we put our bodies into has a lot to do with the benefits that we receive from it, both physically and emotionally. In pigeon is a very humbled position forward. There's that energy of release. There's that energy of letting go, of just giving in, and being held. So it's not a giving in a bad way. It's a bit of a surrender here. So maybe just seeing if you can let the breath bring that energy into the body. This is also a beautiful time to connect back with a word that you had at the beginning of class if you set one. Really gently, when you're feeling ready, coming back up with the hands underneath the shoulders, just moving out of this in your own time, your own way, lengthening the spine first. Tucking the back toe, you might want to scoop this right leg back and up into three-legged down dog. You might want to come into regular down dog. If you'd like a flow here, that's totally fine as well. Eventually, we'll meet back up at the top of the mat. Feet to the outside edges. Coming back down into Malasana. Second set. Again, you can stay high here, more of a flat back variation, or sink the hips low. You can also sit on a block. If you're here with the hips low, again, for this version of Malasana, we're just going to take the right fingertips out on the diagonal. Breathe the left arm up. Gaze. Exhale, left arm comes down. Inhale, right arm lifts. Just moving side to side here. You can really round and tuck the chin to the chest and the front space as you pass through neutral. And then find the opposite lengthening, opening as you come to the sides. Nice. And then we'll start to shift the weight to the left this time. Hands come down to the earth. Right foot steps back, taking that lunge. The back heel is lifted. Press through your feet and your fingertips. Lift the hips. Draw the belly button up and in. Tuck the chin to the chest. Get really strong in the whole front side of the body. And then exhale, breathe space into the tissues as you melt the knee, the hip, open the belly, open the heart. Good, tuck the toes. Again, draw that contraction up and in to the front space of the body. Then exhale, soften, peel it out. One more time. Draw it up and in, feel that strength. Press down to the earth. Draw all of your core strength up. And then soften, knee, belly, heart, chin. Maybe even a little head circle. because it feels nice. Right hand comes down, left arms reach up, coming back. You're here in this twist if this is feeling really nice. Option here again to bend that back knee, receive the foot. When I was first starting my yoga practice and coming into this position, it was a little excruciating for me. And I remember the teacher telling me to receive my foot, and I was like, receive my foot? Like, there's no way to receive my foot here. I remember being a little frustrated. Like, you receive your foot, lady. If you're here, go ahead and release that. Coming back up, making our way into lizard. So the hands might stay right here underneath the shoulders. This is lovely and open. If you want to come down a little bit lower and get into the outside of this hip, you being my guest. Again, great spot here to use your props. And then notice again, lizard is one of my favorite postures because you can do lizard in a restorative class, you can do lizard in an active vinyasa class by making it either really lovely and open and releasing, or by making it active, right? You're pressing through the palms here, you're drawing this heel back, lifting the knee. So notice what you need in your practice here at the end, what's gonna set you up for the rest of your day. It's a more active or a more passive. And then we'll go ahead and start to walk the hands back up. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee, squeeze just for a moment this left knee in towards the left tricep. Just turn back on that adductor. And then press and sweep that left leg back and high. Options to come to down dog with that leg, or open up the hip, bend the knee, press down through the left heel of the hand, get that leg to the left side body. Maybe extend that leg back on the diagonal, hello psoas. And then square it off. Pigeon is next. Shift the shoulders forward. Left knee comes towards the left wrist. And it's a different side, right? So depending on your anatomy, this can be a really different experience side to side, if that's true for you. Just noticing how you can come into it breath by breath. Set yourself up for success here. And then allow yourself to fold into pigeon. Bringing some attention here to your hands, to your arms. Okay. Oftentimes they're an afterthought in pigeon because for the most part, this is a stretch for us in our hips. But coming back again to what we were talking about on the last side about the feeling or the implication of the posture. Notice that the hands together in prayer is a different experience than palms up in the gesturing of giving or receiving in the posture. So choosing there, just giving yourself the element to choose to put that finishing touch. Gently, when you feel complete, go ahead and start to make your way on up. Hands underneath the shoulders. Take a second here before you come back out. Square the back hip down, tuck the toe, get some length into the spine. And then when you're ready, sweeping that left leg back and high. Any movement right here that might feel nice on the back side of pigeon. We all have something. And then we'll come into down dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, side out. One more deep breath in. Exhale, side out. Rise up onto the toes. Slowly as you can, lowering the knees towards the earth. If we were all in the same room together, this would be a contest. Just kidding. There's no contests in yoga. Come to hover, come to hover, come to hover. And then lower the knees, cross the ankles, and come on back. Bring your goodies with you. A blanket if you have it, maybe a block, We'll just come all the way down onto our backs. Knees can come up into the chest for a moment if you'd like. You can take that rocking side to side if you'd like. Good. And then we'll do from here, one round of bridge. So soles of the feet hip distance apart, knees up towards the ceiling, heels somewhat close in towards the sit bones, arms down at the sides. Press through the soles of the feet, especially the big toe mound, and start to roll up. Just come up one vertebrae at a time, all the way up into that top band of shoulders. Good. Then interlace the hands. Maybe you can tuck the one shoulder back and then the other. We're just going to stay here for a moment. I want you to bring awareness to your glute muscles. See if you can relax them a little bit, which might mean that the hips drop momentarily, then press down to the big toes. And pressing there, wrapping the inner thighs down, you can get a little bit more lift there without punching into the glutes. Deep breath in. Exhale, roll the spine down, one vertebrae at a time. Good. Let the arms come wide, let the feet step wide, knees windshield wiper side to side. Good. And then bring the knees back, pointing towards the ceiling. The right knee comes in towards the chest. Lengthen the right leg up towards the ceiling. It doesn't have to be straight, so you can keep it bent if that feels nice. Interlace the hands around the belly of the hamstring. And then press the hamstring in towards the arms. They almost come to straight, but there's an active engagement here with your arms. So your hands are kind of pulling on the hamstring, the hamstring's pushing. And then on an exhale, soften that tension and see if you can draw the leg in closer towards the belly. Good. Do it again. Press to straight. You're catching, you're squeezing the hands and the hamstring together. My leg is shaking. And then exhale, hug it in. Good. One more time. Press. And then exhale. Maybe you want to lengthen this left leg down on the mat this time. Take a nice ankle roll here. And then hugging this knee in towards the chest. We'll take the right hand to the right knee, left hand to the front of the hip, and just open the knee out for a second. You can move into half happy baby here if you'd like. Sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, hand to the outside of the calf or the outside of the foot. Otherwise, you're just opening the knee. Good. And then hug the heel in towards the sit bones. Left hand comes across to grab the knee and brings it over into a supine twist. So notice here in your supine twist, really important here, even though the feeling that we're going for is in the twist, the anchoring that you want to go for to get there is in your right shoulder. So if your right shoulder is not on the earth, either glide a blanket or a pillow up underneath that, or back out of the twist a little bit and then support this leg with a block or a pillow. You really want to be kind to your shoulders as you're moving into this range of motion. Nice. And then we'll just bring that knee back up into the chest. Bring the other knee up into the chest. Both soles of the feet down onto the earth. And then the left knee comes up and in. Straightening the leg, interlacing the hands around the belly of the hamstring. Press hamstring to interlace hands and draw the hands back to the hamstring. So you're actively using here your legs and your arms and your core. And then on an exhale, soften and receive a little bit more range of motion and stretch. Again, press, turn it all on, and then soften. One more time. Press, 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 and soften. Nice. You can extend this right leg long. Maybe some ankle rolls here. And then bend the knee in towards the chest. Left hand to the front of the knee. Open it out to the side. Right hands to the front of the hip here just to stabilize. Again, entry point for half happy baby if you'd like. Rock the head side to side here. Remind the neck that it doesn't have any function here, so it doesn't need to hold attention. Same with your cheeks. Same with the front of your head. Just releasing that tension from anywhere else in the body. And then we'll bring the heel in close towards the sit bone. Right hand comes across, moving yourself into the twist. Again, foundation. Even though you're on your backside, there are foundation points of the posture. For this one, it's your left shoulder. Really make sure that you're anchored there. And if that means that the left knee is hovering uncomfortably in space, grab something and bring the earth up to you. And inhale, unwinding, bringing the knees back into the chest. We'll just hug them both and lift the chin. Curl everything into a tight, 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 tight ball. Shavasana is next. Just let it be this big exhale breath. Whew. Arms can come wide. Legs can come wide. Let this be the shape that feels restful and grounding to you after the last hour of movement. And just take a couple deep breaths. Draw that nourishment into the body. Exhale, really release it out. One of the awesome things about a home practice is you can breathe as loud as you want because no one can hear you. So if you would love the opportunity to just exhale your way through Shavasana, go for it. Don't deny yourself the opportunity to take those really yummy, loud breaths. They're super cathartic. And gently bringing your awareness back to your breath, staying really restful and open and grounded in the body. Just begin to let the inhales and the exhales wash back up over you. And stay just as you are. Maybe bring a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly. And I wanted to end class today by sharing one of my very, very, very favorite poems with you guys. It's been a long time since I've read it in a yoga class, but it's one of my favorites. Your divine self waits for you, like a friend without shoes. You don't have to wash your weathered feet 108 times or sprinkle your toes with golden dust before walking through the door. You don't have to bathe in holy water or adorn yourself in perfection in order to sit down and enter. You don't have to scrub your tired hands or drape yourself in realization prior to coming in. Come in just as you are, my friend. Here you will find the golden dust at your feet, the holy waters in which you may bathe, grace like rain upon you, and the seed of divine perfection. Here in the mystery of the world, you will find your way of being in it. Here your friend awaits, barefoot and smiling, wondering where you have been. Such a goodie. And go ahead and start to take that gentle movement, whatever way you feel called, through the toes, through the fingers, through the arms, maybe a big body stretch. Let it land you on your side body just for a beat. Feel held. Feel your breath.
And then come on up to easy seat. You can keep the eyes closed if that feels nice to you, or just let the gaze be gentle. And we'll bring one hand to the heart, one hand over top, taking a deep breath in together, exhaling that out. And just feeling the experience of all that you stirred and created in your body over the last hour. And before we seal our time together, taking that opportunity to really look for and acknowledge everything that conspired to get you here this morning, to land you onto your mat, to allow you to move and breathe. Sources of that conspiring internally within us as well as externally. And then we'll bring the palms together, thumbs to the third eye, lifting the chin slightly in acknowledgement of this space. What a treat. This community, for the practice and for all the gifts it may have given us, subtle and otherwise. For all of this, we'll bow forward, sealing our practice today and sending these gifts out into the world where they're needed. Thanks so much for coming, you guys. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. We appreciate you all.
Thanks so much, Sarah.
You're so welcome. I love starting my day with you guys.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. Go forth and conquer. Jennifer, hi. I saw you pop in. I'm so glad
Thank you so much.
You're so
This
welcome.
is a big gift. Thank you.
So glad. All right, team.
Bye.
Drink your water. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.